Imagine a single person standing alone on a battlefield, daring to challenge the total combined military power of the world's most ruthless empires. While the historical records are filled with the destruction he eventually unleashed, the specific mechanics of how one man became a literal force of nature are often overlooked. To see how this human weapon took shape, we must look thousands of years before the first sword was drawn, to a quiet, undisturbed forest. The figure who would ultimately become a harbinger of global destruction began his story at the center of human spiritual stillness. Deep within that forest lived sage Jamadagni and Mother Renuka. They lived in total seclusion, cutting themselves off from the desires of the material world. Their existence was dedicated to tapasya, a form of intense spiritual discipline. It requires pushing the human body and mind past the point of physical exhaustion to achieve an unbroken mental focus. The sheer magnitude of their concentration eventually generated a surge of spiritual energy. It expanded upward, piercing the boundary between the earthly realm and the divine planes. That specific energetic breach required a direct response from the highest order of the cosmos. Lord Vishnu manifested before the ascetic couple and offered a promise. He would personally incarnate into the mortal realm as their own child. This protector emerged from the depths of meditation rather than a military forge, born from the purity of spiritual devotion. The timing of this incarnation followed a specific astronomical window. On the day of Akshaya Tritiya, precise planetary bodies locked into place, creating a condition for unshakable spiritual permanence. On this day, a boy named Ram was born. Right from his first breath, he radiated a distinct divine aura, bringing profound joy to his parents in their hermitage. But as he grew, Ram's upbringing required him to bridge two conflicting worlds. He spent his mornings in rigorous study of the Vedas, cultivating the sharp intellect and moral philosophy of a Brahmin sage. His afternoons were spent in the harsh terrain of the forest, where he mastered complex martial arts and learned to loose arrows with blinding speed. Every Vedic chant sharpened his mental focus. Every arrow loosed was a lesson in physical discipline. This dual education merged the moral authority of a priest with the lethal precision of a hunter, creating a figure capable of both deep mercy and efficient violence. Despite his immense physical strength, earthly weapons were insufficient. A wooden bow or an iron sword would simply shatter under the kinetic force required for the task he was born to complete. To secure a weapon that could withstand his power, Ram trekked to the frozen peaks of Mount Kailash to find Lord Shiva, the master of destruction. Surviving the lethal temperatures was only the beginning. Ram had to demonstrate a level of physical endurance and meditative stillness that would command the attention of the destroyer. Lord Shiva materialized from the blizzard and presented him with a violently glowing, ethereal axe. Shiva recognized the boy as the prophesied vessel of justice. Shiva formally transferred the parashu, the indestructible divine axe, directly into Ram's hands. Receiving the parashu acted as the final component of his divine identity, transforming him from a student into the universe's representative on Earth. The arrival of the weapon changed him. The name his parents gave him, Ram, merged with the armament he now carried. He was now Parashurama, Ram with the axe. That title marked the end of his time as a quiet student in the forest. Curious, which leaves us with the question, why did the universe require such a devastating enforcer at this moment in history? Because across the globe, the ruling class had become corrupt. Kings were using their power to enforce systemic cruelty, crushing the populations they were supposed to protect. These monarchs operated with a sense of total invincibility, unaware that a divine executioner had already begun his descent from the mountains. The scale of this corruption meant this solitary warrior was forced to dismantle the entire ruling class, 21 separate times. To see how he faced the world's most powerful armies, watch the next episode.